Okay, so this is possibly the most important question that I've addressed on any of these videos or in any conversations that I've had with prospective applicants. How do you know? How do you decide which programs are right for you? And how do you decide if Cal Poly is on that list? So my feedback here is going to be not just about our program, but about how you make. The first thing I want to say is that there are so many amazing dietetic internships out there. So take heart in the fact that, especially if you have flexibility where you can, say, move out of your geographical location, your current location, and if you can kind of try something new, then there's no reason that you can't come up with a list of, I would encourage you to look for 4 to 6 apply to, and that you would feel thrilled to match to any of them on match day. That, to me, is the ultimate goal for all internship applicants. That every program that you've ranked, maybe, yeah, you've got like, oh, but this is my number one, but that even if that last one on your list is the one that shows up for you on match day, that you're still like, yay, I get to go there, you know, and really feel like it is going to be a great year for you, a great internship experience. That's what I want for you. And so this video is going to cover some tips and strategies that I think will really help you figure out how to make sure that all the programs on your ranked list in D&D match that description. So first thing is, go beyond the basics. Do not rely solely on the program's official website to figure out what is this internship all about. You're already doing that because you are here on our blog page. And I think for our program in particular, but other programs will have some similar resources, our online presence is a great way to learn more about who we are. Our blog, as you hopefully have already seen, covers a lot of information from the intern's perspective of what are their experiences like in the rotations, who are the people that they're interacting with, and to some extent, what is life like outside of the rotations as well. That's not as much of a through line, but it's definitely something that comes up in several of our interns' blog posts. The social media presence is also a great way to see what our interns are up to out in the field in supervised practice. So you get little snapshots of the types of experiences they're having, the projects they're working on, the people that they're working with, again. So those are all great opportunities. And other programs, take different approaches. Sometimes it's social media. Sometimes it's, hey, here's some snippets about our current interns or our alums and where they are and what they're doing. And it's right there on their website. But again, it's not just, here's how to apply, and here are the admissions requirements, and here are the rotation sites, but really, here's who we are as people. Here's sort of the culture of our program, or the types of folks who end up being attracted to what we do here, and who you're likely going to be working with, if you come to our program. So that's what you want. You want to get that flavor. And I encourage you to go even beyond what you can find online or in print material. Even you ventured out, you've done the social media, you've done the blog, or whatever those other features might look like. Now take it to the next step. There's another blog post here on our site that I wrote called DI Directors Don't Bite. I really believe that reaching out to the internship directors themselves is a terrific strategy. And something else that actually crops up in a few of my posts related to getting matched is talking to current interns or alums from the program. If you know someone who did that program, call them up. But if you don't, ask for contacts from the director. And in most situations, most of my colleagues that I've spoken to are more than happy to put you in touch with someone in the program, or again, an alum, especially someone that might have particular insight for you. So for instance, if they are an alum from the same DPD that you completed, that would be a good match. Or if you, you already have your master's and you want to know, is this program a good fit for me? Our program offers some graduate credits. Should I come here if I already have a master's? So I would put you in touch with someone who had that experience. I'm an international student and I want to know, what's that going to be like in this program? I'm going to connect you with one of our interns or alums who came here as an international student. I have a family. The list goes on. But again, we can try to make that connection. And I would encourage you, when you reach out for a contact, have some specifics. I'd love to talk to someone who has this experience, or, who has faced this same challenge that I have, or, whatever it might be. Someone who has a similar professional background that I do. That helps make it easier for us to figure out who to connect you with, instead of just kind of putting you in touch with a random person from our program. When you talk to them, don't be afraid to ask those tough questions. I should back up and say, attend the open house if you can. A lot of programs like ours are now doing virtual open houses, so you can be located anywhere and still participate in those sessions. But even with those, for instance, we have our interns, several of our interns on each of those sessions. So you could be hearing from me and 5 of my current interns, but it's still kind of this formal setting. If you connect over email or phone one-on-one with one of my interns or alums, then you can ask them the questions that maybe you didn't want to ask while I was on the session. And I think that's so important. I always tell my interns, and it's the approach that I take as well. Of course, we're going to focus on the positive when someone is interested in our program, but we're not going to hide things or try to sugarcoat what's real. I want our prospective applicants to know what they're getting into. If you are all excited about my program, but it's only because you don't have a real understanding of what it's like to be in my program, you're probably not going to have a great experience when you come here. That doesn't help me. That doesn't give my incoming interns a great experience if some of the people who are in the internship didn't really know what they were in for, or didn't really get what they were expecting or what they wanted out of an internship. So I want our prospective applicants to know, it's expensive on the Central Coast. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And there's so much nature. There's hiking and beaches and, camping and just all kinds of fun stuff. There's so much beauty. But if you don't feel like you can afford to live here, and we kind of hid that from you, and then you show up and you're like, oh, I can't even take it, then we haven't done you a service. And I don't want to have you feeling miserable all year long because I hid that from you. Likewise, if you ask me a question and I'm thinking, this probably means that we're not the best fit for you, I might be bummed out, but I'm not going to lie to you, because again, it doesn't help me or you to have you coming in with false expectations. So for instance, sometimes applicants are specifically looking for a program where they're not going to need a car. So they say, I see on the applicant guide to supervised practice that we should have a car, but do we really need one? You do in our program. We are not in an area with great public transit. There's very good public transit within San Luis Obispo. So if you're placed here and you just want to minimize your use of the car in order to, be eco-friendly and maybe get more physical activity, that kind of thing, yeah, you can totally do that. More though in your personal time and in your personal life. If you get a place close to campus, you can probably walk or bike to our classes, which many of our interns have done over the years. But can you get to all your rotation sites without a car? You can't. You just can't. And as I said, I think that most program directors, interns, or alums are going to be open with you about those kinds of things. I know that I tell my interns to be. We want you to know all the gory details. And again, I'm proud of what we do here. I think that our program is amazing. And I think that when people come here with full knowledge, they're going to have a wonderful experience. But I want you to know the challenges or the drawbacks or the things that maybe just aren't quite the right fit for you, so you can decide. Because if we're not going to be the best fit, there are lots of other applicants where we would be, one of their top 4 or top 6, and they really would be excited to match with us. I'd rather have one of them here than someone who only thought we were a good fit because we hid some of the truth from them. So I really, really believe that digging deep and asking those questions and asking them from more than one person, or, trying to do your research in more than one way to get at that is really going to help you make the best possible decisions so that match day is going to be a wonderful day for you if you match to any of the programs on your list, because you've done your homework and you've gotten to know those programs well. And one more thing I want to say about this topic. is to think about really trying to find out what is the culture of this internship, for each of the programs you're looking into. What is the vibe, Of course, some things will vary a little bit from year to year because each cohort has its own dynamic. And especially in a program like this one, where I think so much of what we do is really tied up in the way that our cohort comes together, the sort of family that we form each year, and the connections and support network that's created within each cohort. All of that makes so much of a difference. But because that matters to us so much, that is something that we truly emphasize here. And it is not something that I tell my interns, you need to write about this in your blog, but you'll see it often comes up in posts because it's something that the people who prioritize Cal Poly, the people who want to come here, this is their top choice or one of their top choices, that's something that they're looking for. It's something that they value. And if they value it, it's something that they contribute to. So I want the people who decide to come to Cal Poly to know that's what this year is going to be like. It's not just you focused on your own growth and achievements. Of course, that's part of your year and something that we all support. But it's also about supporting the achievements of your peers, pushing the other members of your cohort to grow, getting to look at internally a little bit at who you are and how to grow, not just in your dietetic skills, but who you are as a person and as a professional, as a communicator, and helping your peers to do that as well. That is part of the culture of this internship. And that's not the perfect fit for everyone. It's something that I think lots of people are interested in, but not something that everyone is going to prioritize. That's not good or bad. It's just who we are. And it's something that if that's not for you, that I want you to go and find a program that is for you. And so again, I really encourage you to think about asking those deep questions, finding out what each program is really about, what the experiences are really going to be like if you get matched to that particular program, so that you can know that you're spending your very intense, very exciting, but often overwhelming internship year in an environment that is the right fit for who you are and how you learn and how you can best be supported towards success. And I wish you luck in figuring out which programs to include on that list. And if ours might be one of them, I hope that you'll reach out to me and ask the questions that'll help you make that determination.